Hi everybody, Raging back with another Mechabellum video. Today's video we're going to be taking a look at my favorite unit in the game, Steelball. There's just something about that brawler unit. When it feels unkillable and it just keeps going and won't die, it's very satisfying to watch Steelballs just destroy everything. Our opponent here is Old No Name himself. He's a 401 player, he's 2135 MMR. We are 1950 MMR in this game, and we are the supply specialist with Sledgehammers and Arc Lights. My opponent here is a marksman specialist with sledgehammers and marksmen. So it's not looking good for us. We are basically perfectly countered by what he has. There's really not much I can do against this early on. I can get fangs just to get my chaff going, or crawlers for the same reason. Maybe I can get marksmen of my own, but I'll still lose because he'll have more marksmen than me. What I opt to do here is I go with crawlers, and then we'll see what the cards give us and sort of, pivot around from there. If you enjoyed this video or you learned something, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So like I said, we do go with crawlers since they're just a very safe pick for round one and they're just never bad. Something that immediately jumps out to me here on round one is his placement of the marksman makes it so he can immediately snipe my center arc light here. So on round two, I'm going to have to button that up a bit. I'm going to have to put crawlers right behind my arc light so that they push ahead, and so that doesn't happen again. And like I said, to be expected, the marksman will be too much for what we have here, so we do lose round one. All right, round two, and the smart marksman card pops up, which is really bad for us since now these guys are going to be leveling even faster. And I expect he's definitely taking smart marksman, right? Because he already has 4. And it's like still perfectly countering me. So this is very unfortunate. Like I'm on the back foot from round one, and now round two, he gets like the perfect card. Something that jumps out to me here is the underground threat, since I already have crawlers and I can get more crawlers. I can get crawler techs. Having this spell will be nice because since I basically know he's going with smart marksman, we do have a slight advantage in the unpredictability of where I might be placing this spell. Round two, sort of more board building for me. I don't have a lot of money yet. Since I have the underground threat, and I feel like I'm going to be going heavier into crawlers during this game, I just opt to get more crawlers. Opponent does have his orange man here, level 3 marksman. It's going to be really hard for us to stop since he's one-shotting everything we have with this guy. I go with more chaff. We'll see what he goes with here. That's my whole turn right there. I'm spent. I do have the crawlers back here, but then I remember, yeah, they need to go here because of this guy. And the underground threat is up here, so let's see what our opponent does. Just goes with more tanks. It is very strong, by the way. If you're a standard player, tanks, fangs, marksman, very, very solid for the first 2 rounds here. It's like a catch-all, you can pivot into anything. And it covers the underground threat as well, so I think that's why he put them on the outside wings like this. Basically, we have more chaff, right? Our arc light is not quite dead yet. We have these lines of chaff coming in, but the sledgehammers are very tanky, and we're basically going to lose the exact same way we did on round one. When I have this many crawlers, the unit that pops in my mind is Steelballs, because Steelballs have mechanical division, which can create more crawlers, so I can think about going crawler techs as well. I find people have a difficult time wrapping their heads around Steelballs, and I know in my comment section as well as in Twitch chat and stuff, people have said that they have a hard time making the Steelball work. We'll see how I use it in this game. Maybe it'll give you an idea in the future. Okay, so we get another underground threat actually offered to us here, and a missile strike as well. These two things are sticking out to me most. Since I already have underground threat, it's really nice to have 2, so I do go with underground threat. And I didn't like what happened last time with these tanks. I'm gonna put it here instead this time, right in the center, and see if I can take out any of these marksmen. By the way, they all leveled because he has smart marksmen. So now his level 2 marksmen are one-shotting our sledgehammer. So they're gonna have a field day out here. I took impact drill on crawlers just to see if I can take out any of these marksmen that are a little bit clumped up here with the underground threat. Opponent goes with 3 packs of fangs. Like I said, this is just very solid, right? Like this is a wall that I'm running into since I'm opting to sort of speed at him and he's sort of standing still. Even though I'm way back here playing standard, I'm sort of playing an aggro game since I am the attacker and he is the sort of like standstill defensive slow moving forward. And even though I have steel balls in mind, what I end up doing here is I go with wasps, because wasps pair well with steel balls, and I'd rather already have wasps for when I get my steel balls. But he does take Missile Strike, and he actually takes out one of my wasps. Very unfortunate for me. I should probably spread them out more, since I know that there was a Missile Strike offered. There's the underground threat, and we do actually get one of the marksmen, which is pretty nice. And we do have impact drill as well, and we have more coming right up the center here. Nice distraction, as well as these wasps now for a little extra damage on the sledgehammers. It's looking a little better for us now that we have like a DPS unit finally is the wasps here, but he does still win because it's a lot of fangs, it's a lot of marksmen, and it's a lot of sledgehammers, and it's still really good into what we have. Still trying to play catch up here. I've been playing catch up since round 1, since we've been basically perfectly countered this entire time. And he's going to take out our last wasp here. So I'm very low health. This is looking very bad for me. Round 4 comes up, and actually I already planned on getting into steel balls, and luck would have it that the game offers me 3 steel balls here. And no giants as well. That also sticks out to me here. Fire Badgers and Typhoon look best for him, but he's going to go with Typhoon because I do have wasps. Like I said, I take the steel balls here. I immediately go into Mechanical Division since I already have a Crawler tech. And then I get a 3rd pack of wasps here. I can still get another unit as well. See what I grab. I go with another pack of steel balls. So now we have 4 steel balls with mech div, crawlers, and wasps. Wasps pair super well with steel balls. In case you don't use these 2 units in tandem, they move at the same speed, and the wasps still manage to stay behind the steel balls since they have a little bit of range and they're the air. This is like my blocking unit for my wasps, but also steel balls are a really good DPS unit as well. So once they lock on to stuff, they just like melt it. Opponent here does go with the Typhoons in the back here to deal with the wasps at the end. Gets himself another marksman. Gets some crawlers as well here. Now, a lot of you out there are probably thinking, well, you're picking steel balls into sledgehammers. Sledgehammers are like the perfect counter to steel balls, but for now, all of his sledgehammers are horizontal. It's actually okay for us. It also takes range on sledgehammers. Let's see how round 4 goes here now that we have steel balls as well as 3 packs of wasps. They also have mech div, so each pack makes 20 crawlers when they die. So it's a lot of chaff. We have lots and lots of chaff. And now, it's looking pretty good for us since we're actually getting in there. Like I said, they're a very brute little unit, right? They have lots of nice health on them, and the Typhoons take forever to kill them here. The marksmen are one-shotting them, but every time they one-shot them, they make crawlers. An unlikely matchup. Most people might think I'm countering myself, but actually, steel balls can be good into sledgehammers in situations like this here. Something my opponent might start to think about doing is getting Vulcans. Since Vulcans are good before the steel balls have levels, and I snap pick. Look, I just immediately go with heavy armor. Since I got a level on this guy, level 2 with heavy armor is very, very tanky. Even though it takes me a while to kill sledgehammers with steel balls, having just the fact that they're really, really tanky makes it so that we can still kind of get through all of this. And when they turn into crawlers, the crawlers have lots and lots of damage. When you have lots of steel balls, like if you're massing steel balls, at a certain point, steel balls are chaff clear in and of themselves. So you have lots of bodies taking out lots of bodies, and then the crawlers with their extra damage continue to chaff clear and take out the units. Now, this is very smart for my opponent. He does get another Typhoon, but he also gets some vertical sledgehammers. Vertical sledgehammers are much, much better against steel balls since steel balls kill them one at a time when they're in this formation instead of when they're horizontal, because steel balls might just latch on to all of these at once, whereas here, I'm only going to latch on to one at a time, so it will take much, much longer. That's why he's doing this. Something I opt to do here is I just get more steel balls. Like I said, when you have enough steel balls with mech div, it's kind of like chaff clear. You get some more crawlers as well, and now I'm clicking speed, high mobility, so we're going to be going even faster. So all he's done, he just has Typhoons to match my wasps, and then he has these two Sledgehammers. I also missile out the center Fang, since I see that he's weakest here. Watch how good that will be here. And we have even more Steelballs as well. Now that he's only added like 2 more packs of Chaff, it will basically be the same outcome as the last round in our favor. But the center, we're actually going to get in a little bit quicker without those Fangs there. And these are level 2 now with heavy armor. They're really doing good work. And the Wasps are great DPS in the sky here. You can see this is our most damage on this Wasp over here. Steelballs are good against Typhoons at the end as well. Now, it's looking pretty bad for him, and pretty good for us. Again, something I'm still worried about in the back of my mind. I'm sort of taking a risk here by getting so many Steelballs, because if he gets, literally, if he gets 1 Vulcan with Scorch, I won't be able to keep doing this. And Laser Sights pops up, he should get Vulcan. Seriously, he should get Vulcan, and he should put the Laser Sights on that, but doesn't end up doing that here. Something that I'm starting to think about doing, because I sort of expect he might get Vulcan, that's what most people do, is I might need to click armor on Steelballs at a certain point, but I'm going to wait to see what he does, because maybe he's not. And he's gone with Mech Rage on the Sledgehammers now to kill my Steelballs quicker, but he needs fire. He definitely needs fire, since this is a lot of crawlers and a lot of Steelballs. His Missile Strike is up, so I take Shield on Wasps so that I don't lose my Wasps. I put my Underground Threat back here to sort of overwhelm the right side, since it did really well on the last turn. My strong side is the right side. I also put the Laser Sights on the Wasp here, and get myself a 4th Wasp. Get some more Steelballs. So these Steelballs, since these are level 2, I don't want these to die right out of the gate. Now, this Steelball here will be, like, basically it's chaff for these Steelballs in the back, as well as my Wasps. That's basically my whole turn there, and I do take speed again. He missed out the Fangs again. He just went with 2 more Sledgehammers and Mech Rage. It's like a good idea, right? Since it feels like Sledgehammers are like the perfect counter to Steelballs, but if I keep getting Steelballs to match the Sledgehammers, it's still going to keep going in my favor. So he needs to get a new unit instead of getting more, but yeah, look at this. Oh my god. Like I said, when Steelballs get going, and sometimes they just feel unkillable, right? Like, it's so satisfying to watch the collapse like this, just descending upon him. And he's doing a little bit better than last round, though. Something that I'm lacking heavily in here is Chaff Clear. I have no real Chaff Clear unit. I'm just relying on the Wasps and the Steelballs with the Mechanical Division. So it's a smaller win here on round 6, but a win nonetheless. And we do have him down to 1,000 HP here, so one more good round may just be the game. Oh, round 7 is perfect for us. So the game gives me Hounds. So now this is like the perfect drop. Now I actually have Chaff Clear, and I'm just going to go Mechanical Rage and Range on these guys. Now I basically have my Chaff Clear solved. All the pieces have come together here. Opponent goes with Electromag Shot on the Sledgehammers to turn off the Mechanical Division. I like to see this. It does seem like a good idea, right? It's like, well, they won't mech div, but it's still a lot of Steelballs, and these just don't have the DPS to, like, kill them reliably, so it's still not correct. Like I said, I take these 2 techs. I am now pushing for the win. I have Temp Rage, Temp Speed, and I have also Elite recruited more Hounds. I have 250 left. I get some more Hounds. So, put those Hounds over here. Since this is my strong side, I'm going to try and blow up the right side and maybe collapse over to the left. Opponent goes with Range on Marksman as well. Shield on Fangs, which would have been good if I didn't just get the Hounds. So this is like pretty lucky for me to get the Hounds here, since now I actually have Chaff Clear. And he's oiling us, but these big Steelballs in the center can't go as fast, but we still have lots of health. Let's see how round 7 goes here. I put my Underground Threat here, and I missile here to take out these vertical Sledgehammers. I want to get to the tower quicker. So even though these guys are a little bit slower, this is a very tanky Steelball, so it'll still do pretty well. And with the addition of the Hounds, all of the Fangs are basically already gone, and it's perfect for us. We have Wasps, Steelballs with Mechanical Division, and Hounds. I have played this build many times, but never in this order. This is a very unorthodox order to go in. And it's all because basically I was countered super heavily in the first 4 rounds, and then once it started to go well for us, we were able to overwhelm him with all of these little units. And yeah, steel balls are incredible sometimes. They kill these sledgehammers anyway. And that is the game. Both boards, very medium heavy units. No giants in this game. Something that my opponent could have done, and I was thinking about it for a long time, is could have gone Vulcans. On multiple occasions, he could have gone Vulcans, and it would have immediately turned the game around for him. I'm on 1960 health here, so if he has one good Vulcan round, and and like a lot of his units stay alive, I could just die. Something I might want to have done on this round, instead of going as heavy, like I got the dog drop, so I just thought I'd rely on them basically, but maybe going armor on steel balls is a pretty good idea, because if he decides to take Vulcans with range and scorch, my whole board is going to die, and the wasps won't be enough by themselves. I will show you that in a sec. Before we replay the round, I just want to take a look at the battlefield here. Opponent went with Sledgehammer, since it's a good counter to steel balls, but I kept buying steel balls. Every time he bought more sledgehammers, I bought more steel balls. So I was able to match them. And when you do have sledgehammers matched, like early on in the game, right, on round 1, you'll have those matchups where it's sledgehammer versus steel ball. And in a lot of those scenarios, the steel balls do win against the sledgehammers, even though vertical sledgehammers are a good counter against steel balls. And the reason that is because usually people stop making steel balls. But in this scenario, I just keep massing steel balls. This is a steel ball spam game. And one of the best units to pair when you're spamming steel balls is the Hound for your chaff clear and wasps for your DPS unit. Since it all moves basically the same speed, the steel ball is the blocking unit, and it's like a DPS unit in and of itself, and it's your chaff unit. He has a good idea, right? He wants to shut the mechanical division off. He wants to shoot faster and try and take out our guys here with the tanks, but literally all he needs is a Vulcan or 2, and I'm probably just dead. So let's test that out. If it's he gets Vulcan and I survive, I will take ground spec on wasps. It'll basically be all I can do, and I'll need armor as well on steel balls. Maybe range and suck, since Vulcan is exceptional when it has scorch at just negating armor anyway. Yeah, let's test this out. We're gonna go Vulcan for our opponent here, and I'm pretty sure if he just does that, I'll probably just lose the game. So for him, we're going to go with Sabertooth. Sell, because we want to get Vulcans. And do we want them level 2? There is the fear maybe for my opponent that I go armor, but I think I wouldn't expect me to go armor, since I don't need it, right? So maybe just a couple level 1 guys. This is my strong side. Even though this is my strongest steel ball, you will notice that the way these rounds keep going, this side for my opponent gets overwhelmed every time, so you might want like Vulcans here. Get some range. We'll get range and scorch. These 2 techs, if you're facing lots of steel balls and chaff, you won't have a problem with steel balls and chaff anymore. But I think you want to go early, right? You want to get these going early so that you can get the levels on Vulcans, because if steel balls with armor outpace your Vulcans, you won't be able to catch up to the steel balls. What else can we do here? We're going to go oil, since it's available, and we want to light it, right? Go here, why not? And then just do a couple missiles maybe. For this side, try and support, maybe take out these tanks. I did sell these tanks, but this looks pretty good. This is probably, how much health did I have? 1960. So let's see if I take more than 1960. Oh yeah, and the missiles take out the new hounds. Okay, so Vulcans should be able to clear out all the steel balls. Yeah, okay. This is going really well for my opponent now. Since my wasps don't have ground spec, they can't kill the Vulcans. So I'm going to be taking giant damage here. And the Typhoon is taking out the wasps. Oh my god, yeah. See, I just get annihilated here. Even though what I did worked, and even though he's 2135, like I'm taking a risk by playing Steelballs that way, and I'm only playing Steelballs that way because of the way that the early game went. Oh, and I am dead. 1960. Yeah, if you're facing what I'm doing here, you use this unit with Scorch and range. It's so busted against like basically everything I'm showing here. Even though we do get smoked by Vulcans here, armor can work, but you might have to get a little bit creative. If I had faced this and survived the round, I probably will go ground specialization and armor, you know, some combination of that. Yeah, if anybody out there has difficulty with Steelballs, you can use them on a standard board. They aren't just an aggro unit. They can be a standard unit just like this. Pair them with Wasps and Hounds, and you'll be having a good time. Unless they get Vulcans, then you'll be having a bad time. Sometimes you can get away with this, just like I did here. And this guy's 2135, so it's a very high MMR player and still beat him with the Steelballs. So anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.